Namaskar. Uh, Welcome in this lecture series on Enterprise Resource Planning System, that is ERP system. Today we will discuss about the ERP technologies, some of the ERP technologies like MIS, DSS, EIS, and overview of data warehousing. These are the learning objectives and learning outcomes of this lecture. Through this lecture, you will have a general introduction and overview of various technologies associated with an ERP system like Management Information System, DSS, Decision Support System, Executive Information System, and Data Warehousing. As far as learning outcomes are concerned, after the completion of this lecture, you will be able to understand that how various technologies closely related and associated with an ERP system to make it effective. These are the points we will discuss in this lecture. First, we will discuss about management information system. Secondly, we have a look on decision support system, that is DSS. Then uh, we have an idea. Uh, we will have an idea about executive information system, that is EIS. And at the end of this lecture, we will have a look on the working and architecture of data warehousing and the purpose of data warehousing. So let us start with the uh, first technology, that is management information system, MIS. A management information system is a concept of the last decades or two. MIS has more than one definition, some of which are uh, to be discussed here in this lecture. The MIS is planned system of collecting, storing, and dis- disseminating data in the form of information needed to carry out the functions of management. This is the first definition. The second definition, the MIS is defined as a system which provides information support for decision making in an organization. The MIS is defined as an integrated system of man and machine, as you can see in this figure, in the illustration which is available in this PPT. You can see here that it is an integrated system of man and machine for providing the information to support the operations, that management and the decision making function in the organization. In the other way, the MIS is defined as a system based on the database of the organization, evolved for the purpose of proving information to the people in the organization. The MIS is defined as a computer based information system. So, there are several definitions of MIS, and you can see in this picture that there are people, there are data, there are software, there are hardware. So, all of these components will work together and make the MIS. A management information system can be evolved for a specific objective if it is evolved after systematic planning and designing. The concept, theories, and practices of the MIS give rise to a single product known as MIS. The conceptual view, this is the conceptual view of MIS, uh, where you can see that the MIS at the top and business goals and mission, application of pure and social sciences, application of principle and practices of management, and use of database and knowledge base, and at the end, IT and enterprise softwares. These are some layers. These are the supporting structure of conceptual view of data. You can say at the top of the pyramid, what is there? At the top of pyramid, information system is there. And what is the bottom or base of this pyramid? The base is IT and enterprise software is the base of computer and information technology is the base of this pyramid. So concept when we talk about conceptual view of MIS, the MIS at the top level and other supportive levels are business goals and missions, application of pure and social sciences, application of principle and practices of management, use of database and knowledge base, and computer and information technology are the other levels. As far as physical view of MIS is concerned, the physical view of MIS can be seen as an assembly of several subsystems based on the databases in the operation, databases in the organization, and the subsystems could be at a functional level or at a corporate level. The physical view of the MIS is shown in this figure. You can see easily the difference between conceptual view and physical view. So EIS is again at the top, business information system, mission critical applications, functional information subsystems, databases and knowledge base, data processing and analysis system, OLTP, data and validation systems are the other integrated structure, other levels of this physical view of MIS. So, there are some main characteristics of the management information system, like MIS supports the data processing functions of transaction handling and record keeping. So, this is the function of MIS for data handling and record keeping. MIS uses an integrated database and supports a variety of functional areas. MIS provides operational, tactical, and strategic levels of the organization with timely, but for the most part, structured information. MIS is flexible and can be adapted to the changing need of the organization. So there are several things which are very important. MIS, the main characteristic of an MIS involves the record keeping, the data handling, the integrated database is the integral part of MIS, which helps in the which help managers to provide information or to circulate information to the upper level, and it provides operational, tactical, and strategic level at the organization with timely, but the most part structured information. So it provides structured information to the management, and MIS flexible and can be adopted to the changing need of the organization. So these are some very important characteristics of an MIS. Let us discuss the second technology, that is decision support system, DSS. You can say, if you want to if you are going to define the DSS, a decision support system is a computerized program used to support determinations, judgments, and courses of action in an organization or a business. A DSS shifts through an analysis, analyze massive amount of data, compiling comprehensive information that can be used to solve problems and in decision making. So the decision support system basically helps the information system in the intelligence intelligent phase, where the objectives is to identify the problem and then go to the design phase for solution. In decision making, we know that there are two parts of decisions. First is programmable decisions, second is non programmable decisions. Let us talk about programmable decision. This type of decisions called programmable decisions because of its rule based structure. Because of its rule based structure, can be computerized as input, processing methodology, analysis, and choice of decision making predeterminant. So, when we talk about non programmable decisions, in non programmable decisions, the rules are not fixed and requirements, and it requires every time the user to go through the decision making cycle. Okay, so Siemens model of DSS provides a clear cut view that there are two types of mainly decisions. So the decision making in the decision making we have two types of decisions. Then the question comes, what are the attributes of decision support system? There are three attributes of a decision support system. First is flexibility, second is simple models, and third it is database. So the system are flexible so that any semi-structured or unstructured decision-making situation can be tackled with ease and speed. So flexibility is the most common attribute of decision support system. Secondly, the system use simple models of decision making. The choice of model depends upon the complexity of decision making. So flexibility and simple models are the attributes of DSS. Database is the another attribute of decision support system. The decision support system needs databases. The use of information being common input to the system is from the databases. So first is flexibility, second is simple model, third is databases. So these are three attributes which are very important and common attributes of any decision support system. Let us talk about the types of decision support system. The number of decisions in the operational management and some of it at the middle management are such that they are based on one or two aspects of decision making situations. In this status is known, if the status is known, the decision is automatic. That is, the status and solution is a unique relation. So this type of system, decision support system, is known as status inquiry system. So the first type of, you can say, the decision support system is status inquiry system. Second type of, another type of decision support system is data analysis system. The data that is a decision system is based on comparative analysis and use of a formula or an algorithm. The use of simple data processing tool and business rules are required for to develop this system. So, what is important? The data analysis system is important. So it is another part of DSS. Information analysis system, accounting system, and model-based systems are some other types of database uh, s- decision support systems. When we talk about information analysis system, in this system, the data is analyzed and information reports are generated. The sales analysis, the market research analysis, and the MRP systems are some examples of such type of systems. When we talk about accounting system, uh, in this system is not necessarily required for decision making, but it is desirable to keep track of the major aspects of the business on functions. When we talk about model based systems, this system is simulation models or optimization model for decision making process. These decisions generally are one time and uh, infrequent and provide general guidelines for operation or management. So there are several, in a nutshell, we can say that there are several types of DSSs. First is a communication driven DSS supports more than one person working on a shared task. For example, integrated tool like Google Docs or Grooves. The second type is a data driven DSS or data oriented DSS. Emphasize access to and manipulation of a time series of internal company data and sometimes external data. When we talk about a document driven DSS, manages, retrieves, and manipulates unstructured information in a variety of electronic formats. A knowledge driven DSS is concerned, it is provides specialized problem solving expertise stored as facts, rules, procedures, or in similar structures. When we talk about a model driven DSS, it emphasizes access to the manipulation of a statistical, financial, optimization, or simulation model, and model driven DSS use data and parameters provided by users to assist decision makers in analyzing a situation. So, these are some types of DSS. Let us talk about the characteristics of DSS. When we talk characteristics of DSS, a DSS is designed to address semi-structured and unstructured problems. The DSS mainly supports decision making at the top management level, and DSS is interactive. DSS is user friendly and can be used by the decision makers with little or no assistance from a computer professional. DSS makes general purpose models, simulation capabilities, and other analytical tools available to the decision maker. So, these are some characteristics of DSS. Let us talk about the next technology associated with ERP system, that is Executive Information System, EIS. EIS can be considered as a better and sophisticated DSS. So, an executive information system is a decision support system, we can say, used to assist senior executives in the decision making process. It does this by providing easy access to important data needed to achieve strategic goal in an organization. And EIS normally features graphical display on an easy to use interface. Executive information systems can be used in many different types of organizations to monitor enterprise performance as well as to identify opportunities and problems. So, uh, an EIS is a decision support system, especially made for senior level executives. An EIS is concerned with how decision affects the entire organization. An EIS takes the some points into consideration, like the overall vision and mission of the company and the company's goal, like strategic planning and objectives, organizational structure, and strategic control and monitoring of overall operations. So we can say that EIS also requires access to outside information from competitors, government regulations, trade groups, new gathering agencies, and so on. A successful EIS are easy to use, flexible, and customizable, and use the latest technological inventions. So, EIS is an important part. EIS is another sort of DSS which is used to assist senior executives in the decision making process. Let us have a look on the data warehousing functioning, and today we will discuss the overview or introductory part of the data warehousing in this lecture. The data warehousing is the process of constructing and using a data warehouse. A data warehouse is constructed by integrating data from multiple heterogeneous sources that supports analytical reporting, structured and or ad hoc queries, and decision making. Data warehousing involves data cleaning, data integration, and data consolidation. So, this is the simple architecture. You can say the idea, you can have an idea of, about the data warehousing from this diagram, where a data warehouse is in the center part of the system, where metadata and summary data and raw data are used, and data comes from various data resources like operational system, operational system 1, or some files. Data are stored in files, so data warehouse grabs the data from operational systems or from files of legacy system. And these are some users like analysis, reporting, mining. These are some activities which are conducted by the users or operational staff to clean the data, to integrate the data, and to consolidate the data. So the data warehouse is defined as a collection of non-volatile data of different business subject and objects, which is time variant and integrated, drawn from various sources and applications, and is stored in a manner to make a quick analysis of business situations. So, uh, an easy illustration given in this uh, diagram, you can easily understand the diagram. There are some components of data uh, warehouse, like TPS, transactional processing system, is an integral part of data warehouse. Then application processing system, APS, is another component of data warehouse. DWS, data warehouse system, is itself is a important part. DBS, database system, and DCS, data conversion system. These are some important, you can say, make the made the data warehouse concept. The characteristics, when we talk the characteristics about data warehouse, which differentiate it from database, are: the first, the scope of data warehouse is the whole organization. The scope is wide for data warehouse, that it is related to the it is concerned with the whole organization. It contains the historical record of business created from existing applications. It enables you to take decision, to take business view, application view, and physical view at the point in time on any aspect of business situation. And data warehouse supports across functional decision support systems to manage the business. So the data warehouse uses makes business decisions on fact that and not an intuition. This is applicable to both tactical and strategic business decisions. Basically, it is based on the metadata, data about data. So, various data sources can be used for taking the business data to data warehouses. The data in data warehouses is termed as business data because it has a business value. The business data representing the state of the business, and only its value enters into the data warehouse. It is necessary to know the data model, data definition, data structure, and data uses precisely in each case. This data about the business data is called as metadata. So we can say metadata is a data about data. In any information system application, there are three types of metadata are created. First is system design time data metadata. System design time metadata. While designing a system, a data which describes the use of input data in the application is known as time metadata. The second type of metadata is control metadata. The control metadata is used by the system to produce data warehouse, and this data is used to manage and control the process of data warehouse creation. So second type of metadata is control metadata. Third type of metadata is use metadata. Uses metadata. The uses of metadata, the data warehouse requires metadata, which is sourced from data dictionary. The uses metadata describes the use and application of the business data in business management. So the concept and precise knowledge of metadata is necessary to design a data warehouse and to ensure its correct uses. The scope and content of of data warehouse is first source of decision making, that is structured and unstructured from internal and external sources. Second is their data warehouse, that is uh, itself is a warehouse which is based on the business data and metadata. Third, source of metadata, that is case tools, warehouse design, specifications, identifications, uses, and applications. Let us talk about the architecture of data warehouse. There are basically uh, two types of architecture of data warehouse. First architecture is conceptual data architecture. Second architecture is logical data architecture. As the figure given in the slide, you can see the general architecture of a data warehouse. When we talk about conceptual data architecture, it is three-layered architecture. It is recommended for efficient data warehouse creation in three-layered architecture. Layer 1 builds real-time data using transaction processing system, application processing system, and report generation system. This data builds up is uh, done through different systems working in the organization on different platforms and designated to meet specific functional need of information of the end users. And when we talk about logical data architecture, the real time, reconciled, and derived data layers are conceptual, and each of these layers have physical counterparts. Data warehouse is a physical realization of the real time data into a derived data. The scope of the data warehouse includes reconciled data and derived data. Business information is higher in value compared to reconciled data. Derived data is ready for view, and reconciled data is ready to use for certain application required. So uh, there are, you can say, there are two types of architecture of data warehousing. First is conceptual data architecture, and second is logical data architecture. Let us discuss about the data warehouse design. It is basically a process begins with the construction of enterprise data model. The company's data model is built keeping in mind its application to build data warehousing, and building data warehouse design cells and buttons and design cells for bottom up approach to use data in data warehousing. So you can say that data warehouse design process begins with the construction of company's data model. A very detailed process of building the design is you can see in the slide. Build first is build first process first step, you can say, is to build company's data model, which specifies the need of data in terms of form, content, period, and its application to manage the business. Secondly, in the second stage, locate operational system which are more appropriate from where data can be sourced to build enterprise data model. In the third step, identify critical applications which are necessary to manage the business. In the fourth step, select low-level data entries, which, when processed, build build and critical build the critical view of an application or function. In the fifth step, identify related metadata, which describes the data used in critical view of the function on business. In the sixth step, map data and metadata to applications from where they would be sourced. In the seventh step, get into the process of building reconciled data for subsequent generation of derived data. In the eighth step, determine most sought queries from the organization and process them to produce the results known as derived data. In the ninth step, clearly defines the reconcile data and derived business data for storing into the warehouse. In the 10th step, the designing design techniques used in data warehousing category creations are enterprise data modeling, reconciliation on a time scale, and data replication. In the 11th step, most important step after data modeling is to decide on data capture from various resources. And lastly, in the 12th step, the process of putting data in warehouse at appropriate place is executed through a separate application. So these are some steps, a detailed process of building the design of a warehouse. So it is a systematic approach to design a warehouse. Let us discuss about the data warehousing and ERP connection. Since the introduction of the term data warehousing in 1990, companies have explored the way they can capture, store, and manipulate data for analysis and decision making. At the some time, many companies have been instituting enterprise resource planning software to coordinate the common functions of an organization. ERP software usually has a central database as its hub, allowing applications to share and reuse data more efficiently. The use of ERP has led to an explosion in source data capture, and the existence of a central ERP database has created the opportunity to develop enterprise data warehousing for manipulation that data for analysis. Data warehousing is one of the foundation of the decision support system of many information system operations. They serve as a storage facility of millions of transactions formatted to allow analysis and comparison. So, enterprise resource planning software is a recent addition to the manufacturing and information systems that have been designed to organize the flow of data from process start to finish. ERP software attempts to link all internal company processes into a common set of applications that share a common database. It is the common database that allows an ERP systems to serve as a source for a robust warehouse that can support sophisticated decision support and analysis. So there are several things, there are several uh, connections of ERP and data warehousing system. ERP software is divided into functional areas of operation, and each operational area consists of a variety of business processes. The main common functional area of operation in most companies includes marketing and sales, production and operation, accounting and finance, and human resources. And ERP software was designed to eliminate the barriers to showing data and processes that occur when companies design and implement information systems for a single function or activity. So, the ERP to enterprise data warehouse interface should be easy to use, should be enable the access of ERP data and capture the meaning of the data is being transported into the data warehouse. The ERP to enterprise data warehouse interface should be aware of restrictions within the data within the ERP that might exist when it comes to the assessing of ERP data. Be aware of referential integrity. Be aware of hierarchical relationship. Be aware of logically defined implicit relationship, and be aware of application conversion. It should be efficient in assessing ERP data, supporting the direct data movement or change data capture, and it should be supportive of timely access of ERP data and understand the even format of the data. So, integrating ERP data into a data warehouse can lead a superior source of data for analysis and decision making if the data is formed for query and reporting, and if the ERP environment is coordinated with the decision support need needs of the organization. So, what is important? It is important to have several technologies, the knowledge of several technologies when you are designing an ERP system. You should aware of DSS. You should aware of data warehousing system. You should aware of a management information system also. And in this lecture, we have elaborated these technologies, and we had a look about the uh, concept of data warehousing also. This is the time for assessment. Let us start the assessment. The first question is, customer specific products are known as make to stock, make to order, goods, or expected products. The answer is B, make to order. The second question, the dash contains models of the redesignated organizational structure. A is planning report, B is blueprint, C is marketing strategy, and D is implementation report. The answer is B, blueprint. Transforming the workforce will require a array of activities or blueprint or training and education or planning. So the right answer is array of activities. The primary concept of dash data mining, OLAP, supply chain management, or data warehousing. So the right answer is data warehousing. A data warehouse is a collection of what? Raw data, tables, computer based information, or reports. The right answer is C, computer based information. The heart of data warehouse is its dash where the bulk of data resides. A. Current data. B. Raw data. C. New data. D. Reports. The right answer is A. Current data. The data warehouse archives contains dash of significant continuing interest and value to the enterprise. A. New data. B. Current data. C. Old data. D. Metadata. The right answer is C. Old data. Dash is used to produce reports about data. A. Data access. B. DSS, EIS, and query writing tools. C. DSS. And D. Query writing tools. The right answer is B. DSS, EIS, and query writing tools. Dash is the task of identifying a finite, infinite set of most categories of data set, predicting classification, deviation detection, or clustering. Right answer is clustering. A dash provides more than the ability to slice and dice. A single dimensional view of data, reports, multi-dimensional view of data, or forms. So the right answer is C, multi-dimensional view of data. So this is all about some technologies which are associated with the ERP system. We had discussed about uh, four technologies today associated with ERP. The first is MIS, second is decision support system, third is enterprise information system, and last we have uh, overview. We had an overview of data warehouse system. So if you have any query, further query, you can consult with these books. These books are related to the ERP systems. Thank you.